There are 5 MCU villains that always stole the scene every single time they're on screen, and 5 MCU villains that kind of underperformed at times. At number 5 for an underperformance, I'm not saying Red Skull was a bad villain by any means, but considering he's Red Skull, I expected a lot more from this character, which is surprising to say considering Hugo Weaving was the actor for this guy, but I just didn't get enough from him. I think it was a little bit underutilized. This is that middle ground though between a good villain and should have been a great villain. Namor took a subpar movie in Black Panther Wakanda Forever and made it one of the most memorable villain performances that I've ever seen in the MCU. And yes, I'm happy they're keeping him around for future MCU projects. Once again, another guy that should have been an absolute animal, Ronan the Accuser from Guardians of the Galaxy, kind of played that puppet role to Thanos, which I know he is, but I was expecting more out of the character himself in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Decent villain, I wouldn't say he's the absolute worst, but I was expecting a lot more out of him. When you're the main villain of a Spider-Man movie, it's not really on you to carry the entire show, but I think Vulture kind of did that in this movie. I do think he was on that similar level as Spider-Man in terms of carrying this movie. Jake Gyllenhaal is an awesome actor, don't get me wrong, but his Mysterio fit just didn't fit the mold for me in my opinion. I'm not bashing Jake Gyllenhaal at all. I don't know if it's the direction, the writing, whatever that may be. It just didn't really fit what I was expecting nor what I wanted. And overall, the character of Mysterio was just kind of a boring villain. Yes, Killmonger is one of the most popular MCU villains, so many are going to say this is overstated, but I do think Killmonger deserves this part in the list. Just genuinely put on a very persuasive performance. We only saw him for one movie, so he had all the charm in the world for that one film to put out, and he did exactly that. Yeah, we were low-key baited by the MCU with the Red Hulk. We only got him for maybe a minute at the end of the movie. Just very underutilized, obviously. I'm sure everyone's going to agree with this take that Bucky is one of the best MCU villains that we've gotten. He completely stole the show for the entire Winter Soldier movie, which is one of the best MCU movies, period. And at number 1 for the most underperforming villains in the MCU is Kang the Conqueror from Ant-Man Quantumanium, specifically because in Loki he was a very good villain, I will say, but they've completely underutilized and just kind of failed his character in this movie. And at number 1 is obviously Thanos.